Shalom and greetings from Jerusalem, Jane. It's Sunday. The sun is out, but it's a chilly day. But as of tomorrow, temperature is just going to rise and rise and rise. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we are actually going to reach 20 Celsius here in Jerusalem. So something happened that I just want to mention today because it's kind of like the closure of one of the terror attacks, another horrific terror attack that I have been reported about over the years. In December 2024, beautiful grandmother and Holocaust survivor Ludmila Lipovsky, she was living at an elderly nursing home and she had a doctor's appointment and her daughter was going to come and pick her up. Now, this is a lady who survived the Holocaust. Ludmila, she survived the Holocaust. She was here in Israel, married with children and grandchildren. And as she is going to this doctor appointment, she just sits outside this nursing home, waiting for her daughter to come and pick her up. 83-year-old mother, grandmother, and Holocaust survivor, sitting outside a nursing home, an assisting home for the elderly in Herzliya, here in Israel. And what happens? A vile, disgusting Palestinian Arab terrorist attacks this helpless 83-year-old Holocaust survivor, and he stabs her repeatedly, jumps on her, and he stabs her and stabs her, while this 83-year-old grandmother, who has done absolutely nothing, is screaming, fighting for her life. Today, that terrorist was sentenced. He was in court and he was given a life sentence. Excuse me. The Tel Aviv District Court sentenced Ibrahim Shalhoub, probably not saying that right, from Tulkarem, to life imprisonment for stabbing to death 83-year-old Ludmila Lipovsky in Herzliya in December 2024. So I still don't know why we don't have a death sentence for a terrorist who goes out brutally murdering people here in Israel, murdering just for being Jewish. And of all people, a Holocaust survivor, an 83-year-old Holocaust survivor who should be in safety in her God-given homeland, the state of Israel. So now this deplorable terrorist was given life imprisonment for killing her, for brutally murdering her. And he was ordered to pay 258,000 shekels in compensation to her family, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's nothing, it's peanuts. The judge wrote that he exploited his Israeli stay permit to carry out this horrific attack, assaulted the victim with cruelty until being neutralized by two Israeli post security guards. And they noted that he has previously served as an informant for the security services here in Israel. So here you have an 83-year-old, let me find a photo, an 83-year-old grandma who is sitting waiting for her daughter. And her daughter arrives in the midst of all of these commotions to find out that her mother was just brutally murdered in the streets by Palestinian Arab terrorist who has previously been used as an informant for the Israeli security agencies. And now what did he do? He has a permit to stay here in Israel. How in the world did he slip out of their hands? And now he brutally murdered 83-year-old Ludmila. Now you see, instead of him having a death sentence and that's it, he's now going to go to an Israeli prison. He's going to have 3 meals a day. He can read and study and take a degree if he wants to. And then he's going to be paid thousands and thousands of dollars every month for murdering Ludmila. And then maybe, God forbid, there's going to be another hostage prison exchange in order for innocent Jews to come home. Israel might have to release terrorist again so he could be released in another prison exchange, being a millionaire for murdering Ludmila. And he was only ordered to pay 258,000 shekels to her family, which is an insult. A few weeks after this horrific terror attack had happened, and I had reported about it, the Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen came to Israel and official visits. And with my Israeli GPO card, I was invited. And I got the last question of the day when I was in a press conference together with him and Gideon Saar, the Israeli Foreign Minister. And I said, Lars, welcome to Israel. I'm happy to see you. My name is Jane Kiel. I'm a Danish citizen. I've been living in Israel for more than 10 years. And I said, I want to show you this photo. And in front of everybody, I hold up the photo of Ludmila. And I said, we just had another horrific terror attack in Israel where this 83-year-old grandmother living in an assistant facility for the elderly, having a doctor's appointment, just stepping outside, waiting for her daughter to bring her to the doctor. And she's savagely, brutally murdered for no other reason than being Jewish, stabbed repeatedly by this vile terrorist. And I said, these attacks happen over and over again. What do you have to say to the Israeli public? The States is yours. And I said other things to him also. You see, these are the terror attacks that mainstream media, they don't really report about. I actually asked the Danish journalist and I said, these attacks happens over and over again. Why are you not sharing it? And he says, I know, it's priorities. So much is happening. So as you know, I have been reporting about all of these terrorist attacks for more than 10 years. And I know God brought me here to comfort my people and to share about terrorism and security, the security situation here in Israel, and also, of course, about political updates. And that's what I've been doing faithfully, and that's what I would like to do moving forward. And I have shared more about it after doing what I'm doing now, speaking to a phone. The next natural step will be to have some more quality equipment and to have a studio where I can invite Ludmila's family. I would invite them to come in and share the story about that day where their mother and grandmother were savagely murdered. I want the world to hear the story about Ludmila. I want many other families of terror victims to come and share the story about their beloved that was brutally murdered for no other reason than being Jewish. And then we have to see the terrorist go to prison, not with a life sentence, but going to prison. We have to see him being paid thousands and thousands of dollars in order or as a reward for murdering a Jew. So there are so many stories I want to share out of Israel. And when I talk about I would like to do better, I would like to have a podcast. It's not for me. I didn't do my hair today, just forget it. But it's not about me, but it's about me having a place where you can actually invite people, have a studio with equipment and nice couch and microphones where I can invite people, a place where it's actually worthy and where you have the equipment to invite people to come and sit and share their stories and their testimonies, so we can produce better quality products. So I'm not saying, can we just meet in a cafe where there's a lot of noise and I'm sitting with my little phone? So that's why I'm talking about I'd like to have a podcast studio where we can also do current news updates. It's because these people deserve the best. They deserve a place to come, to sit down, to have a coffee where we can interview them and we can share some produce quality broadcast to all of you. But again, I cannot do this alone. I'm just saying I'm Jerusalem Jane. I'm making myself available to all the Jewish people and to all of your stories to be shared. We have also entered an election year. It's going to be very, very busy. It's going to be so much to report about. So for anyone saying, you know what, we want to get behind you, Jane. We know your heart and you're being authentic and just, being to the core, being real, speaking the truth, girly boots on the ground. We want to enable you. We know you need to have better equipment. We know you need to find a studio somewhere in Jerusalem. where we can go up and go to work and say, people come to our studio and we will interview. It's going to take a lot of dollars. It's going to be the right equipment, the right studio. If anybody knows about a studio like that, drop me an email. If anybody wants to sow a financial seed into all of this happening, I would appreciate it. That's the only way all of this is going to happen. So please, again, read the article I wrote for my blog on Jerusalem Post, where I'm speaking about this. It's a long list of people I would like to talk to and things I would like to do, and how I invite you to be part of it. So yeah, just sitting here jumping on a chilly day, but going up to 20 Celsius this week in Jerusalem. It's going to be marvelous. For such a time as this, we will be watchmen on the walls. We will comfort my people. It's going to be a very, very busy year in the world, and also in Israel here in 2026. There's going to be a lot to report about. I just need to be better equipped to do it. Thank you for standing with me on this journey. Bye.